All right, my Madden Rebuild Warriors, let's talk about week 9. I was really looking forward to this week. I don't think it disappointed. The Thursday night game was our Carolina Panthers franchise focus team versus our Chicago Bears, another franchise focus team. Disappointing and great at the same time. The Bears needed a win to keep pace with their division. Caleb Williams, QB rating of 134. Didn't need to go over the 300-yard mark, but 2 touchdowns. J.K. Dobbins is just doing what J.K. Dobbins does. Hurting on the average per carry there, but went over 100 yards, almost 30 carries, a touchdown. So good for him. DJ Moore, forgot to mention, this is a revenge game, and they couldn't stop him. The Panthers could not stop DJ Moore. He wanted his revenge, and he got it. 6 for 161 and a touchdown. Like looking at the numbers now and watching that game, it really felt like he did a lot more than that, which is hard to say. Theo Johnson, 6 for 45. He had to fill in. I believe Harrison Bryant got hurt in this game. Defense got some sacks going here. Montez Sweat, TJ Edwards, Milton Williams gets, I believe this is his first sack since coming over. Javon Kinlaw got one. TJ Edwards and Jalen Johnson with interceptions. Let's take a look at the Panthers. Bryce Young, first time he's failed to go over 300 yards. Just wasn't in the cards for him. Part of that had to do with them getting 6.8 yards per carry for Miles Sanders. I don't know why all of a sudden they start running more, but Terrace Marshall doing Terrace Marshall things. He's the best wide receiver in the game right now, which is crazy. Jonathan Mingo is having a real nice stretch of games here. But we'll see what happens when the Rook comes back at wide receiver, how that shuffles things around. Derek Brown got a sack. Shy Tuttle, no interceptions. So disappointing outcome there for our Panthers, but good for the Bears. They needed a win to get back to 500. This is a tough road test, a litmus test for our franchise focus team, Chargers, but Chiefs at home, so tough. Patrick Mahomes throwing for almost 500 yards, 4 touchdowns, and interception. Isaiah Pacheco, almost 70 yards, 4.85 yards carry, and a touchdown. Noah Gray, I believe he came in for the Kelsey. I haven't gone back and watched all these games, but Kelsey got hurt. Noah Gray, almost 170 yards, a touchdown. I mean, Pacheco, 121 yards receiving. It wasn't the wide receivers really that did that much of a damage. It was the tight end and the running back. The Chiefs are going to get it done no matter how they need to get it done. Kadarius Toney gets his 2 touchdowns. But it was a high-scoring game. It wasn't that close of a game, but it lived up to the high-scoring game that we all expected. And then our Patriots franchise focus team on the road here. Tough. I mean, Tua goes over 300 yards, but still throws the 2 picks. Our defense did what it could, man. Came up with the turnovers, but the offense for the Patriots just didn't show up until late. It looked like this one might be headed for overtime, and that wasn't the case, as the offense pulled it out in the end. Tavion Sanders having a nice little stretch of games here. Waddle, Cedric Wilson, he's a nice counterpiece to Waddle, Sanders, Hill, and A-Chain. When they go to him, he produces. Jerome Baker, a couple sacks for those guys. Javon Holland. Tyreek Woolen got 2 interceptions. He kind of kept Tyreek Hill at bay, I guess. And this gave Christian Barmore superstar. So good for him. But we needed to figure out what to do with this offense. The numbers look good at the end for the passing, but they didn't really do anything all game until towards the end here. So we still haven't found our playbook for the Patriots, which sucks. I didn't think this was going to be a good game, and it was a defensive battle. Jags jagged. Trevor Lawrence did not play well. Breece Hall is their best player. Curtis Samuel's nice little addition they made this offseason. Garrett Wilson's really fallen off, I think, since that really hot start in the first couple games of the season. Well, it could be Rodgers. You never know. Sauce with the interception. Um, Trevor Lawrence didn't play great, but really hurt them was they just got no production after Travis Etienne in the running game. Ingram's really good. So, yeah, more of a defensive battle here. A lot of sacks for this defense. This defense is really good. They put up stats for sure, but it was the offense that didn't come through. Said this game would be good, and it was a nice little comeback win here for the Bills in the fourth quarter. But Josh Allen wasn't the story here. It was James Cook rushing the ball. You got these elite pass rushers. They want to rush the quarterback. You got to run at them, and that's what the Bills did. Bills did what they had to get this win on the ground. Got some nice production from their defense. 49ers, Purdy wasn't that good. A lot of rushing here for the running backs. Ronnie Bell's starting to emerge a little bit. He's starting to show himself. We had a lot of sacks in this game. But yeah, I mean, these teams definitely lean towards the defensive side. But good game there. Good little comeback. Blowout here in Dallas. I'm not even going to look at the Giants side of things to save time here. Dak Prescott, not Michael Penix Jr. Dak Prescott, 251, 3 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, not over 4 yards a carry, but CeeDee Lamb, big game for him. He's really starting to emerge as as he did last season. He's having a great year. So the Giants could not stop him, and Michael Parsons should be, when we take a look at stats, one of the best in sack numbers here, if not the best. Plus Stephon Gilmore, another 2 interceptions. So he should be right up there with the leaders in interceptions. And then franchise focus team here went to overtime. You got to check this one out. Jaden Daniels separating himself as one of the best quarterbacks. Is he better than Drake May? That remains to be seen, but he's definitely better. He's better than Caleb Williams, I should ask. That remains to be seen, but he's definitely better than Drake May by a mile. Getting it done on the ground here for these guys and through the air. Big offensive output. Treylon Burks, 3 for 78, 3 touchdowns. Keenan Allen, steady Eddie. T. Higgins, Najee Harris getting 3 for 46. Conquo, 5 for 35. 21 tackles with Deion Jones. Man, how about that? He's got to be one of the leaders in tackles now. Harold Jones, Arden Key, sacks. I don't know how he doesn't win Defensive Player of the Week, but I don't think he did. That stinks. Elijah Molden with a pick. CJ Stroud really struggling this year, man. Pierce having a really nice year, but just not in the cards for this Texans team. Sophomore slump for sure, just for the entire team. Or is it CJ Stroud? Maybe a little bit of both. Good win there for our Tennessee Titans. We got to keep pace with those Colts. And speaking of those Colts, nice easy win. Couple picks for Anthony Richardson, but Johnny Taylor and Anthony Richardson, it's over 6 yards a carry for both. That's gonna feed the Bulldog. Pierce starting to come on a little bit. Jelani Woods catching the hell out of the ball. Hey man, this Colts team seems pretty legit. Tell me what you think. Do you think they're legit? Jared Verse, good rookie pickup for them. Vikings are gonna Vike. Who got the 2 interceptions? Byron Murphy. I mean, Justin Jefferson's having a great year. It's just they got old Kirk Cousins. Big win here. Lots of points scored on the Raiders. I mean, the Ravens side. Lamar Jackson 175 and 2. 130 yards carrying, plus Eli Mitchell got 84 yards carry. Yeah, they just ran all over that Raiders team. Took it right to him. The rookie getting 1 for 66 and a touchdown. Excuse me, Mark Andrews steady. Josh Newton, I think that's his second interception. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, only 1 sack for Bly Nichols. Devontae Adams, they feed the same guys, but maybe you should have ran the ball more. Baker Mayfield. This playbook has the potential to go over 300 yards. Doesn't always. This playbook gets in shootouts. It can keep pace yardage wise. I've noticed. We gotta look at this Vegas playbook at another time. And then our Washington Commanders, a franchise focused team, going on the road to Philly. My Philly Eagles and Justin Fields and his teammates gets it done. 266 and 2 with 2 interceptions. Not great, but Jaylen Warren having back-to-back great games. He's coming on. Gesicki's his nice little security blanket. He's turning into a good little target like he had with Komet, McLaurin, Dotson. They're doing what they need to do. Xavier Worthy's either 2 touchdown catches and that's it, or he's 2 catches for 40 yards, something like that. But I mean, good to see this Commanders team starting to come on here. Good for them. Eagles, they're playing for a pick, I guess. Jalen Hurts, not good. They're definitely getting a playbook change. I can't see Sirianni surviving this. People want to kill him probably in Philly for having this. Denver, they're starting to come up here a little bit with Mac Jones. It doesn't look like it, but they're starting to run the hell out of the ball. First it was Jaleel McLaughlin, and now it's Javonte Williams. 20 for 121, 2 touchdowns. How about that? Tim Patrick, 2 big catches. Portland Sutton. Defensive line going off. Patrick Surtain. Falcons, they're in the mix for a new quarterback because Desmond Ridder cannot throw. And he got no rushing yards. What? Wow. Huh. That's strange. Did they lose our coach? I gotta look into this. Did they lose our coach? What? No rushing yards? Okay. Maybe they already had their coach fired. And then our Arizona Cardinals coming up with a huge win, just laying the wood. Laying the wood here. Great game. 38-30. High scoring game of the week. They needed a bounce back win here after losing on the road to a terrible Seahawks team. Kyler Murray going over 300 yards. QB rating of 130. 3 touchdowns. Cam Akers over 150 yards rushing, 11.8 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. He's coming on a little bit. Marquise Brown, 2 huge catches, as with Trey McBride, another huge catch for a touchdown. So good for the boys here. Owen Poe is having a nice season. I mean, our middle linebackers getting it done, man. No interceptions, couple sacks. And then on the Rams side, I mean, the Rams were one of the best teams to rush against. This playbook for the Rams offensively, probably my playbook of choice for the Patriots to go to. This is one of the top passing playbooks in the league. And we got to get Drake May in, I think, because they also have a nice balance of a rush, too. So Stafford doesn't throw for a lot of touchdowns because when they get close, they run the ball in. So that's one downfall of it, but just, I mean, you toss the pellet around a lot on this with this playbook. So we got to get Drake May, I think, into this. So great game. Go watch that game for sure. Sunday Night Football, Seahawks. They're on the come up here. Sam Howell, I mean, not a great game, but who? Kenny McIntosh. Let's go. Hey, backup running backs and quarterbacks. I sometimes just go off. I mean, it was all what the defense and the running back getting it done. Boye Mafe, Devin Witherspoon. Hey man, they got rid of one of their best players for a great draft pick and got it done. It's a good team. This is good for us too. For the Bears, for the Packers, who were the division leaders, going down. What else we got here? And then we got. We needed this. We needed the Buccaneers to pull this one out to keep hopes alive for our Panthers. And the Buccaneers is absolutely. The Buccaneers are like, I'm guessing they're going to be streaky. They won 3 in a row. They lost 3 in a row. Now they won 2 in a row, I think. Rachaad White is one of the best running backs in the league. Did he get hurt? Marshawn Lloyd came in, and I believe, Rachaad White got hurt later in that game, if I remember correctly. I watched some of this game. Look at all these interceptions. Will Levis came back to earth quickly here. 5 interceptions. His little catapult arm getting picked off. A.T. Perry's, back-to-back touchdown games, I think, for A.T. Perry. But good result there on Monday Night Football for our Carolina Panthers. Let's look at the injuries. Injuries. They're still missing their kicker for the Bears. Brisker should be coming back soon. Bengals are healthy. Bills are healthy. Broncos are just missing Alex Singleton. Browns are still missing Elijah Moore, but he'll be back soon. Vita Vea, I think, just got hurt. And Rachaad White, he left that game. And that's a big loss for them. Cardinals are healthy. Chargers are healthy. Chiefs, they lost Kelsey for 4 games. Oh boy. And Tooney's still not back. Braden Smith is out for the Colts. Bryce Huff and Mitch Morse. One more game, they come back. Cowboys are healthy. Van Ginkel still out. Eagles are healthy, but they suck. Pitts, one more game, and he comes back. 49ers are banged up here. Debo, Chase Young, and Tyus Bowser. Giants are healthy, but they suck. Jaguars, good for them, they're healthy. Jets, missing Elijah Vera Tucker, but they suck. Pascal, this is the second time he's been hurt. Amari Cooper still out. Bakhtiari, he's still out. Elton Jenkins is still out. That hurts their offensive line bad. Hubbard's coming back soon. They need to get Ikem Iguanu back. Patriots are healthy. Raiders, nothing really significant. Kyron Williams out for the season. Other than that, they're healthy. Odafe Uwe, he's out for 3 games. Kamara's still out for a while. Seahawks, Will Dissel and Zach Charbonnet out for the season. James Daniels, he's coming back soon. Titans are healthy. Vikings are healthy. So there you go. That's the injuries. Let's stats. Let's not do too much stats. We just did a big stat run uh, with the midway report, but we'll just take a quick look what they look like after uh, this week. Week 9, Patrick Mahomes, the leader, followed by Matthew Stafford, and Bryce Young would have been right there with Stafford and Mahomes if he never got hurt in that game. To Mayfield, passing touchdowns. Yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, how is he not headed for another MVP? Rushing wise, Rashad White, Taylor, Dobbins, Travion Henderson, Steady Eddie, leader in touchdowns for sure. Good playbook. Leader in catches, Marshall and Njoku, Kelsey. But Kelsey's going to fall because he just got hurt. Leader in catches and yards, Terrace Marshall. Justin Jefferson starting to catch up to him. CeeDee Lamb starting to catch up. Touchdown-wise, Devontae Adams now has tied Calvin Ridley. You got Cooper Kupp there, Kadarius Toney. So, there you go. Leader in solos, Quay Walker, Devin Lloyd. Yeah, these guys have been here. They're not going anywhere. Total, two middle linebackers. Wow. Deion Jones starting to catch up. Sack-wise, Derek Brown and Michael Parsons are in a battle for the most sacks in the league. Stephon Gilmore and Tre'Davious White are the leaders, with Jair Alexander catching up to him. A couple guys at 4 picks. And that's it. That's a quick look at stats. What else do we want to look at? Standings. Quick look at standings. And then we're out of here and on to looking at Week 10 preview. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 7-2 teams: Chiefs, Colts, Dolphins. These guys have kind of been here the whole time. Then you have the Cowboys, Chargers, Bengals. 2 of our teams right there. Commanders coming up here. So, and then you got the Titans. So, a couple of our teams are taking off. The worst of the worst: Eagles, Falcons. This is our worst team. I don't want to change their offensive playbook though. So maybe we just got to change their defensive playbook. Maybe they just need to play a different part of their schedule. I don't know. Let's try to get these guys back to 500. And then after that, our next worst team is the Bears at 4-4 and the Cardinals. So not bad. Record-wise, after 9, I always forget to add this in. What are they through 9? I'm picking it up. I don't have that, actually. I didn't do Week 9. I didn't tally it up. But through Week 8, they had 5 wins and 3 losses. On Week 8, they were 34-20 through the season. We can do that real quick here. What that tallies up to. You know what? I'll come back to that. I'll get that answer for you. I'll come back. All right. Hang tight. Let's go over the awards and look ahead to the schedule for Week 10. So for Week 9, J.J. McCarthy gets NFC Offensive Player. Michael Parsons gets NFC Defensive Player. Of course, Patrick Mahomes, a repeat offender, gets AFC Offensive Player. And a rookie here, Jay Newton, don't know his first name, cornerback for the Ravens, gets AFC Defensive Player. All of these guys, if they're not maxed out at awareness, get a +3 boost to their awareness. Mahomes, he's been maxed out well in advance, so he won't be getting one, but very big boost for J.J. McCarthy and the Buccaneers. As we take a quick look here through the Week 10 schedule, I just want to go over what I talked about just recently in this video. The record of our franchises teams through 9 weeks. Week 9, they went 4-3, and that brings the total for all 8 franchises right now to 38-29 on the season. So, with that, let's get into Week 10. Week 10 kicks off with 2 franchise-focused teams kicking off on Thursday night. we have our Arizona Cardinals against the home team, which are the Carolina Panthers. Panthers really need to win. I mean, both teams really need to win. I hate when these teams uh, face each other because one of our franchise-focused teams is going to lose. And I'm going to go with Arizona taking the L here. Carolina needs it bad. And then we head to the 1 o'clock games on Sunday, and we have two more franchise-focused teams here. And yeah, I don't like these, but I think this is a tough spot for Chicago. Uh, obviously, New England's familiar with the playbook they run. New England really needs a win. I see New England getting to 5-5 somehow. It's going to be it has to be their defense. Blah, blah, blah. And then we have the Minnesota Vikings heading to Houston at 1 o'clock. And not real excited about this game. I'm going to have to give Houston the slight edge here. I don't know. Neither team has been playing great. Somehow Minnesota just is hanging on with this tie they have. I keep bringing it up. But the one thing that I will mention is a storyline in this is both these offenses come from the similar coaching tree. So they're familiar in that way. The coaching tree in LA, which is coming up right here. What's his name? Sean. I can't. God darn it. Can't think of the head coach of the LA Rams. But again, two coaches from the same coaching tree. You have the Rams in Green Bay. I'm gonna give Green Bay the slight edge here. At home, needs the win to get to 500. I think Green Bay pulls this one off. So there you go with that one. And then we go to a franchise-focused team. The Tennessee Titans travel to Detroit. Tough spot on the road for Tennessee. Got a hungry Detroit team. Great offense. Other than that, I think this Tennessee team is pretty good. It just depends what kind of game plan and Jared Goff shows up for the Detroit. Unfortunately, I think this leans in Detroit's favor, but hopefully Tennessee can show up and put up one of those big spots they like to do every once in a while. And then what's going on here, man? I mean, right? This should be an easy layup here for the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, it is a 1 o'clock game. That does hurt them a little bit. But it's just the Jets. And Aaron Rodgers has like a terrible record against San Francisco. I mean, it would just be bizarro world, like people going, is this game fixed? You know, the bettors are going to lose here, you know, if the Jets pull out this win. So there's that. And then another game nobody cares about. This is for the battle of the number 1 overall pick. You got the Giants traveling to the Eagles. And I think at this point, the Eagles are smart. They know they need to lose this game, and they're going to lose this game. And I think the Giants are dumb enough to win this game. So I'm going to take the Giants here just because of the draft pick implications. And then we have a franchise-focused team in a tough spot on the road against a hungry Baltimore team that needs this win to stay in that race for the AFC North. I think Baltimore pulls this one out. Plus, it's a revenge game. Cincinnati got them earlier in this year. So I'm going to take Baltimore here in a close game. You know, it's going to be one of those defensive battles. Not so much an offensive explosion. And then there should be a layup. Atlanta needs to be smart here. They need to lay down and let our Los Angeles Chargers run all over them. You know, when I say Chargers are going to charge, that means sometimes they take an L when you don't expect them to. But they're coming off a big loss in Kansas City, and I think they get back on the ship here in Atlanta. Atlanta knows what they need to do, and that is, you know, not fly. They gotta stay grounded because you gotta let the Chargers charge all over you. And then we have narrative here. Both these quarterbacks in this game, Seattle versus Denver, were traded by our franchise-focused teams. You have Sam Howell for Seattle, and then you have Mac Jones for Denver. Facing off here, which one of these guys gets the win? I'm going to go Denver here. At home, you know, but I could see Seattle winning and somehow getting back in the playoff race, kind of. But I'm going to give the win to Denver. Excuse me. And then you have, a revenge game. Well, it should be a revenge game here for New Orleans and Derek Carr. But Derek Carr is no longer the starter. That's Will Levis. So you have Will Levis going to Vegas to take on the Raiders. I'm going to go Raiders here. I think it's a tough spot here for Will Levis. So give me the Raiders getting to 4-6. And then very important game for our franchise-focused team, the Washington Commanders. This is a litmus test game in Dallas against Dallas. I mean, Washington needs this to keep pace with Dallas for who's going to win the NFC East. So I'm going to take I want to take our Commanders, but unfortunately I have to take Dallas. Dallas just wins at home. They suck on the road, but they're front runners and they play well at home. And then our Sunday night football game, we have Cleveland traveling to Pittsburgh. Now, I'm anticipating the Ravens to win, and that means the Browns really need to get a win here because they have to keep pace with these two franchises, the Bengals, the Ravens. They're all going to be tied at 6-3. No. Yeah, they're all going to be tied at 6-3 for the AFC North. I think this AFC North is going to play out pretty crazy, and I'm sure all three of these teams are going to make the playoffs again, just like last year. And then Monday Night Football closes with a banger. Always a banger when these two meet up because you got Josh Allen and Tua. You got Tyreek Hill. You got the weapons in Buffalo. We got a matchup here. Buffalo really needs this one. And I'm gonna go with Buffalo on the road down in Miami on Monday Night Football, getting to 73 and tying Miami for first place in the division. I guess the Bills would be in first place given tiebreakers. I'm not sure, but I think Miami, they tend to fade in the second half of the season, and I think that starts Monday night against Buffalo. It's a bit of an upset for Buffalo to pick them. I would say they're the underdog. Miami is very, very good, very, very strong, and they're coming off a last-second field goal at home against our New England Patriots. So give me Bills at home. Bills on the road. What am I talking about? The underdog on Monday Night Football. So anyway, that is what's going on. That's the matchups for Week 10. Tell me who you think is going to win. Tell me who you think is going to have a big week. Hell, man. Comment who you think is going to win every one of these games. And, if you get them as close to being 100% right, I might give out something. That's right. I might give out something. Like a hat or a shirt to support your favorite team. Something like that. If you get how many games are this week? 14 or something like that? If you go 14-0, yeah, dude, I'll hook you up. So, anyway, that's it for the weekly podcast. Covered everything I think we could. So, thank you for watching and listening. Please give me your comments. I want comments, guys. Let's talk about this league. Who's your favorite team so far? Who do you think is going to win this Super Bowl this year for 2024-2025 season? Who's going to be the MVP? Who's going to be the best offensive player for the AFC and NFC? I'd love to hear from you guys. Which teams do you want to see more of? Is there a new team you want me to add as a franchise-focused team for the 2025 season? Another thought real quick about the upcoming seasons. I'm not going to do as many, I guess you want to call it reset videos, where like this podcast where I'm going over the stats and the schedule and everything like that. And if I do, they're going to be very quick. I'm going to try and bang out 2 weeks a week to get to many seasons as possible before Madden 25 or whatever we're going to call it comes out. So anyway, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you later, my Madden Rebuild Warriors.